Today, we're diving into a really short but incredibly powerful poem, and it uses this unique material to talk about a feeling we've probably all touched on at some point, just absolute emptiness.
So what even is Vantablack? Well, believe it or not, it's a real thing. It's this wild substance, like a tiny forest of carbon nanotubes, and it traps something like 99.9% of all light. It is literally the blackest black we can make. But, for this poem, it's so much more than that. It becomes this incredible metaphor for a soul that's turned into a total void, just sucking in all the light, all the hope, with nothing left over.
And this line right here, this is our way in. The narrator says they're Vantablack hollowed. I mean, think about that. Not just sad, not just empty, but hollowed out by the blackest black imaginable, a complete, light-swallowing void. And then untethered, just floating, disconnected from everything and everyone. It's such a powerful, desolate image, and it really sets the tone for everything that's about to unfold. So, the big question is, how did they get here? How does someone become Vantablack hollowed? Well, that's what this is all about. We're going to trace the story of this feeling, this journey from a life filled with conflict to this single moment where hope just shatters. And then, weirdly, to this strange and kind of unsettling peace at the end. Okay, so the story really kicks off with this huge internal conflict. The narrator is just torn, right? Pulled between two completely different worlds. On one hand, you've got the city, oppressive, frantic, and on the other, the shore, calm, natural. But listen, this isn't just about picking a vacation spot. It's way deeper. It's basically a battle for their soul.
And you can really see that contrast here. Look at the two sides. The city, it's all blinding lights and a deafening pace. The poem says it's a place that actually severs the spirit. Oof. But then you've got the shore. Everything's alive. Vergers dance. Crickets sing. It's this classic setup, right? The soul-crushing chaos of modern life versus the quiet, healing power of nature.
And this line, this just nails that feeling of being totally alone in a crowd. The city is like no other. It feels like a unique, personal hell. But at the same time, it's just like every other city. It's a paradox, isn't it? That feeling that you're suffering is so specific to you, but you're having it in the most generic, impersonal place imaginable. I think a lot of us can probably relate to that. But here's the thing. Our narrator doesn't just give up. They don't resign themselves to this despair. No, they have a plan, an escape route. And that brings us to the next chapter of this story, the journey towards a single point of light, chasing a beacon of hope to get out of all that darkness. And there it is, the lighthouse. Think about it, a single, pure, white light just pulsing in the darkness. For the narrator, this becomes everything. It's their one and only focus. It's salvation in a world that up until now has offered them absolutely nothing.
You can almost feel the desperation here, can't you? The narrator isn't just sitting back anymore. They are actively reaching for that light. They're moving, they're struggling, physically trying to make contact with this one pure thing in their world.
And it's so much more than just a physical act. They're pouring their entire being, their soul, into this quest. It's a complete surrender to the power of that light. They truly believe it's the key, the one thing that can save them.
So, picture this. The narrator is so close. They can almost touch it. Hope is right there. But then, just as they're about to grab it, the whole story just takes this violent, absolutely shocking turn. And then, the unthinkable, that beacon of hope, the one thing they pour their entire soul into reaching, it doesn't save them, it shatters. And when it shatters, it doesn't just fade away, it swallows their soul whole. Just like that, the hope becomes the hunter, the savior becomes the thing that destroys them.
This just leaves us with this really chilling question, doesn't it? What happens when the one thing you're chasing, the thing you believe will save you, turns around and consumes you instead? I mean, it's such a terrifying reversal. It's like the ultimate betrayal.
But wait, that shattering moment, as shocking as it is, it's not the end of the story. It's actually a transformation. This final part of the poem shows us what the narrator becomes after being swallowed by light. And let me tell you, it is probably not what you're expecting. So the transformation is complete, and they're not human anymore. They say they're the specter on the stairs, like a ghost, haunting the very lighthouse they were trying to reach. And the salt upon the stone, just this elemental trace, a part of the environment. They've literally become part of the landscape, a permanent fixture in the place they thought was their refuge.
And here's the really strange part. In this new, not quite human state, the narrator says they found peace. After everything being hollowed out, untethered, literally consumed, they say they're in my happy place now. It's this quiet acceptance, this resolve to greet the dawn, not as the person they were, but as this new thing, this ghost, this element.
And that leaves us with the big question at the end, doesn't it? What are we supposed to make of this? Is it a tragedy, or is it some kind of bizarre, beautiful transformation? Is this an ending we should be sad about? Or is it, in its own weird way, a happy one? The poem doesn't hand us the answer. It just leaves us to think about it, to think about that Vantablack hollowness, and the very strange dawn that can come after.